Good morning and welcome to Start Your Day with Dr. A, a 5-minute inspirational to get your day off to an amazing start and keep you growing. Let's continue talking about the X factor, and we read that verse in Colossians 1:27. Seriously, one of the most incredible verses in Scripture if you really get it. For God wanted them to know that the riches and glory of Christ are for you Gentiles too. God wants us to know that. And this is the secret. Here's the secret. Christ lives in you. This gives you assurance of sharing his glory. Wow. You know, the saying goes, because this verse talks about a secret, right? The saying goes, a secret is something you tell everyone to tell no one. Is that true? Because if we look at it just pragmatically, then the fact that you told someone means it's already no longer a secret. But in Colossians 1:27, God said he wanted us to know this secret. Well, you know, a secret in scripture is different than our definition for today. In the scriptures, like this one in Colossians 1:27, a secret is something hidden from us, but now revealed to us. Specifically in scripture, something hidden from us usually in the old covenant, but now revealed in the new covenant. Well, what was hidden? First of all, what was hidden in the old covenant was twofold. First, the riches and glory of Christ were always intended for everyone, not just one people group. That was always God's heart. Secondly, and most importantly, here's a secret that they would never thought of. Christ would live in us, not just with us, not just around us, not just above us. Christ would live in us and would take up residence in our hearts. Man, that's the X factor again. Christ in us means that Christ can act through us when necessary. That presence of Christ gives us the assurance of glory. You know, sometimes I think we forget the magnificence, the power of Christ. And in Colossians chapter 1, verses 15 through 19, right before we get to verse 27, see what Paul does. In verse 27, he says, here's the secret. Christ lives in you. And that gives you the assurance of glory. The reason you have an assurance of accomplishment is because Christ is in you. But who is this Christ? And Paul makes it crystal clear in verses 15 through 19. I won't read all of them, but check this. He says Christ is the visible image of the invisible God. Christ existed before anything was created and is supreme over all creation. That's the Christ that lives in you. For through him, God created everything in the heavenly realms and on earth. That's the Christ that lives in us. He made the things we can see and the things we can't see, such as thrones, kingdoms, rulers, authorities. Everything was created through him and for him. Man, no wonder we have the X factor. That X factor, which is Christ in us, gives us the assurance of future glory with him in heaven. Yes, but it assures us of his glory through us on earth. Because now we can fulfill the will of God. That's what it means. It's his assurance of glory, the assurance of fulfilling the will of God for our lives. Because Jesus said that he brings God glory by fulfilling the will of God for our life. Listen, I'm going to leave you with this quote from Elizabeth Elliot. She said, the secret is Christ in me, not me in a different circumstance. Wow. One more time, that X factor. The secret is Christ in me, not me in a different circumstance. Well, that's your call to action. Remind yourself all throughout the day that Christ is in you to give you the grace and the power to do what you should. I'll see you again the next time on Start Your Day with Dr. A.